Hi, this is Tara for HealingCrystals.com. Today I want to talk to you about putting together a crystal energy grid for the month of January. This grid is meant to help you attract and use the energies that are available to you during the month of January up in the sky. I do want you to remember that the astrological calendar runs a little bit differently than our regular calendar. So what we're going to be looking at are the energies that begin when the sun moves into a new sign. In this case, it's Capricorn. And that usually happens like between the 20th and the 22nd of the previous month. So Capricorn dominates the sky during the month of January. And so the center of our grid is going to represent the sun in Capricorn. Just like the universe revolves around the sun, we want our grid to revolve around the crystal that represents that. We're going to be using an aragonite. Capricorn energy is very practical. It's earth energy. It's very dependable. It's very demanding energy, and it's very directed energy. So it's perfect to start a new year, because if you've got new goals, it's going to help you find ways to make those happen and to achieve those. And if you got sidetracked during the holidays, which can happen to all of us, perhaps on something that you've been working towards, this can help. Capricorn energy can help you get back to that. At the top of our grid, we're going to place a crystal that represents the new moon. The new moon is the beginning of the lunar cycle. The lunar cycle affects you internally. It affects your emotional and your mental state. So it can prepare you internally for the actions that you're going to take externally. The new moon always is in the same sign as the sun. So we're going to be representing a new moon in Capricorn, and we're going to be using a chalcopyrite for that. Beneath your grid, we're going to place a crystal that represents the full moon. What you begin at the new moon, in effect, you finish at the full moon. That doesn't necessarily mean that if you started a project that it has to be done by the full moon. But by the time the full moon comes, that's when you're going to commit. This month's full moon is going to be in the sign of Cancer. So we're using a malachite to represent that. And what this full moon is going to do, it's going to help you to either commit to your causes, to your goals, or let them go. Remember that there's nothing wrong with letting something go. It isn't that you failed. It's that you had the strength, and that's what a Cancer moon can do for you. Give you the strength to realize that something is not right for you, and just let it go and open you up to new energies. So that's going to be the basic center of your grid. Surrounding the grid, we're going to be using 4 crystals that will represent some of the significant transits that are occurring during the month of January. And I have to read my notes because I just can't remember them all, because what can I say? It's the holidays. Right, at least while I'm shooting this, it is. So first of all, we're going to be using a moss agate, and that's representing Mars opposite Jupiter. That's going to be happening on January 1st. It's a good way to start off a new year. It's about expansion, and it's also about actions. And even though they're opposite each other, that's going to help them strengthen each other. So you're going to be able to see any challenges that you might have and figure out how to get past those and complete whatever you want to begin. At the bottom left, we're going to be using a scolecite, and that is going to represent Mars square Saturn. On the left side of your grid, this is about attracting energies to you. This is your receptive side. So these are the energies that you're going to draw to you and figure out how to use those energies. Then on the right side of your grid, we're going to start out with a red tiger's eye at the top. That's representing Mercury and Neptune on January 8th. And that's a good time to figure out how to make your dreams a reality. And then at the bottom right side, we're going to be using a fluorite. And a fluorite, that's for Mars and Neptune. And again, it's still about action and dreams. And a fluorite can help you turn your dreams into actions mentally. And of course, once you get your head set on something, everything else can flow well from there. Now you've got the basis of your grid for the energies. Remember, the right, as I said, the left side attracts energies to you. The right side is actions. You're going to receive information, you're going to process that information, and then you're going to figure out how to make them work for you and turn those into actions that are going to manifest your dreams into the physical world. To surround your grid, I suggest that you choose at least one crystal that represents the overall month. For this, I'm choosing garnet. Garnet is a lovely crystal for January because it's about passion, it's about drive. And it's a very action-oriented crystal that can help amplify the whole thing. And that's what you want to do, is you want to surround this and amplify it. Then I'm using clear quartz for additional amplification. You can use whatever crystal that works for you. I'm using more of a cube or a square pattern because we're dealing with earth energies. And I think it just makes the earth energy a little bit stronger, makes it a little bit more practical and useful for us. And that is your crystal energy grid for the month of January. You want to be sure to clean your crystals before you use these, and you also want to, as you're building your grid, imagine your intentions for the month. Even if your intention is just simply, you know what, whatever energy is out there, please bring it to me and help me to find the best possible use for it. I'm attaching a link to an article on healingcrystals.com that gives you a lot more in-depth information about the crystals that I've used, why I've used them, and it also gives you other suggestions, because I don't want you to feel limited by these particular crystals. You can use whatever crystal feels right to you, and there's a lot of different crystals that will work with the energies this month. So I hope that you enjoy. If you do put together your own crystal energy grid for the month of January, I hope that you'll share photos with us either on our Facebook page, or you can attach them here to YouTube. And of course, if you have any questions, feel free to write in. Be sure to check out the article for more information, and check out all of our information on healingcrystals.com. Hopefully 2015 is going to be an awesome year. I think it's going to be for all of us, and this will get us started in the right direction. So for healingcrystals.com, I'm Tara. Crystal blessings, and have a happy January.